Copy. Paste. Bloop. Okay. There. Lot.
LOL. Okay.
Okay, there it is. We're back. We're back on track. Okay. I just dropped my headphones. Alright. Now, back to the erotic fanfic. Where was I? Okay, here we go. They stood there together. They stood there together in the empty room. The fact was that these boys were twins. Yes, that's right, twins. Hikaru and Kaoru Hitachin, twins of Oran High School, and members of the elite host club that was held at Oran. I don't even know if I'm saying this stuff right. Music Room 3 is where they and the other members of the host club held the host club. But so far, to the looks of things, it looked like the twins were early. Usually by the time they got to the host club after school, Tamaki and Kyoya, Tamaki, I don't know if I mean, you got me so worried about pronouncing things now. Shit. Tamaki and Kyoya were already here setting up. But they weren't even here yet. How odd. Maybe they were running late or something. Do you think we should start to set up? Asked Hikaru, the first of the twins to poke his head into the room. He looked over his brother. Yeah, I think we should go so the boss isn't complaining that we didn't do anything again. Kaoru said over his shoulder, heading towards the music room, the supplied closet. Hikaru followed. They should start to set up at least until other host club members got there. That would be the best thing to do, and that way the boss might stop yelling at them. They were so useless in the host club. That's when they heard it, a loud bang coming from the music supply closet. Kaoru stopped and looked at Hikaru. I can't read these names! God, I thought I was better than this! His face mirrored the confusion he felt. Maybe someone was here after all, in the closet to get things to set up with. Maybe someone part of the host club needed help with something in the closet. Maybe Kaoru and Hikaru could help them with whatever it was they needed. Quickly and quietly, Kaoru and Hikaru made their way to the closet. It was all the way across the music room, but they quickened their walk to pause outside the closed and... To the closed? Outside the closed? What? And listen to the mumbled voices from inside the closet. I want olive right now, said a breathless voice.
Okay, how about Black Butler?
Black Butler? Okay. I'll look up Black Butler erotic fan fiction. Black Butler. Shit, I forgot to press space.
This going well for you?
Yeah, 100%. I can't read names, I can't read misspelled words correctly. And the stream ended for some random reason. Alright, but Black Butler erotic fanfic. We can do His Butler Supremely Seductive, His Butler Erotic Dreams Chapter 1, Sebastian Sex Chapter 1, a Croatian fanfic, Untitled Smut, a Croatian GG fanfic, Sebastian X Seal, My Name is Celia, Croatian I can't read none of this stuff. Sebastian Michaelis, is it Michaels or Michaelius? Michaelius. Michael, I'm just gonna call him Michael. Sebastian Michael. That's the choices. I can't read. Oh man. Don't look at me like that. So yeah, I'm doing one of those. The third one,
Third one.
Seal X Sebastian, Sex Chapter 1. Okay. Click. Oh, this little note right here. Hey guys, this is a question for all you peoples who actually read the author's notes. I wrote this excerpt just as the title suggests. It's just raw sex. I was wondering, should I add a storyline?
No.
Should I add like an intro to this? I mainly wrote this for other peoples. Oh, you don't want the third one then? Which one? I want to keep reading this until you say the other ones, because this excerpt, this is very interesting. Should I add like an intro to this? I mainly wrote this for all the peoples.
Fourth one I meant.
Hold on, my fire alarm's going off. Hello, I'm back. Sorry, the oven was burning pizza, and it was causing smoke, causing the fire alarm to go off, but there was no fire. Just burnt pizza. Alright, anyway, the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Untitled Smut. A Kiroshitsuji fanfic. Author's note posted on Aaron Fantasy Forum, originally written for Black Coffee. Smut, so be warned. Some spoilers for Kiroshitsuji too, but nothing much. I need to get my breath back. Hold on, my jacket. Can't breathe! Untitled Smut. Oh my god. Young master. Seal sunk his cheek deeper against the back of his fingers. Ah, he said quietly in acknowledgement, allowing his servant to continue speaking. Behind him, he didn't hear the ghostly steps of Sebastian's feet, but knew the demon would gently set a tray down on his large desk. Oh man, I'm very tired.
Just say Black Butler, not Karish.
But I like saying I like saying Kuro shit Suji. Kuro shit Suji. Kuro shit Suji. 2. Anyway, behind him. No, I already read it. Wait, did I? Shit, I don't even know. Behind him, he didn't hear. I already read it! Seal rolled his index finger over the ring on his thumb and counted. When he got to 4, the familiar clink sounded. Today I've brought you Japanese green tea embedded with brown rice, the butler was saying, though his voice was centrally quiet. Seal could hear it over the paddling rain against the arched windows. Seal didn't bother to respond and instead kept his apathetic gaze on the raindrops, his fingers still rolling over the heavy ring. His mind drifted over what memories he did have, particularly those of recent days at the costume ball. I'll always trancy, he remembered in a breath of exhale. Absent-mindedly, through a grim expression, Seal rubbed his ear. Sebastian tilted the teapot and poured its contents into the engraved cup. His eyes slid over to the young master's profile and studied the subtle pout Seal would never admit to letting his face. Without straying From his young master, Sebastian filled the teacup to the perfect amount. Rather than offer the tea to Seal, the demon slipped around the desk and stood beside the much too large seat that cradled that small but refined rump. For a time too quick for Seal to notice, Sebastian rolled his eyes over the peak of thigh above the pale. Oh, man, I can't. I'm fucking. Let me take my glasses off. I can't keep reading fanfic. It's ruining my life. It's ruining my perception of Black Butler. Where was I? Thigh above the pale knees that today's outfit permitted him. It was a rare delight granted to him only when Seal would sit and lean back.
Newman ultramicroscopic silicovolcanuconiosis.
Seal finally recognized his presence. Sebastian, the boy said in a harsher tone that demanded the butler to explain his close presence. Young master, Sebastian began, being sure to articulate such syllable with the sensuality that only a demonic entity like him could muster. It worked. Seal's shoulders tensed. Your tea is ready. The boy actually took a moment to survey the tall figure up and down. Just leave it, he said, but with less authority. His voice stayed harsh. Sebastian barely tilted his head and softened his lip into an enigmatic smile. He decided to speak again. Young master, it's quite normal to blush in that situation. If Seal wasn't the resigned boy he was, Sebastian was sure those soft cheeks would have turned hot and pink. Oh my god. But his comment didn't go without notice as Seal scoffed and forced their eyes to break gaze. I don't know what you're talking about, Seal returned, a bit deeper in tone. And while he might not have known what Sebastian had spoke about earlier terms. Like on the train this time, Seal knew what the demon referred to. Having tested the water, Sebastian added, You're at the age now, master. He added a broader smile for emphasis. Seal clenched his jaw, flashes of his first encounter with Alois flooding out of his ears. It wasn't that he was personally attracted to the blonde. It had arrived as warm surprise for Seal, the instinctive reaction that would not be ebbed so easily. However, he would muster all his energy to deny Sebastian's statement. Seal's head was tilted up too fast for his liking, and he swam in a dizzy trance in those blood-stained eyes. The familiar flesh was reaching up to his ears. Sebastian, he started warning, but tensed further when his butler pressed closer. Young master, you've been thinking of much of these things, haven't you? The demon cooed, resting his lips just an inch from Seal's ear. It was the curse of having a demon for a contract. They were too keen and sneaky for their own good. Seal had once thought he had never asked if demons were telepathic or ridiculously aware of human body language, but Sebastian had struck a nerve. On a few occasions, Seal had awoken from the arousal of an erotic Sebastian-drenched dream. Now he suspiciously wondered if his butler had indulged in watching him writhe. If he did, during such dreams. When Seal couldn't find a quick enough retort to counter the demonic words, he smirked and instead said, Dog, woof. The first touch between their lips didn't spark anything inside Seal. He stiffened a bit more at sudden warmth from what he thought would be cold lips. Sebastian spread fully over his own, molding over his smaller petal-like ones as if he would suck them down his throat. The hand that had held Seal's chin relaxed and curled around the curve of his cheek. Despite the rain, Seal heard his heartbeat thumping against his eardrum. He had to wonder if Sebastian could hear it, but just as he did, a quiet gasp escaped Seal. He had forgotten to breathe. Being the predator he was, Sebastian took advantage and dipped his tongue into the boy's mouth. The movements of another's tongue in his own mouth made Seal moan softly. He felt Sebastian's tongue curling over his own, flick along the tip of his own. Overwhelmed that he would now choke, Seal tilted his back. I'm gonna have fun with this. I wanna fucking go full turbo. Overwhelmed that he would choke, Seal tilted his head back, but the demon held firm and used the leverage to push his tongue deeper. Now with his heartbeat, Seal could hear the muffled sound of the rain on their tongues bumping and sliding along each other's. It was deliciously satisfying. Sebastian made a quiet sound, as if he had smirked, and Seal made a point to ask if demons were telepathic. For now the boy took back his control by threading his fingers roughly through the crow-black strands and yanked hard. The butler tugged back, obediently licking his own lips in delight when he pulled away. He didn't figure it necessary to hide the atypical sparkle of hunger from Seal in such a moment. When that beautiful eye glared at him, Sebastian kneeled before the chair and repeated, "Woof." The position allowed his hands to perfectly rest on the bare knees above the boots he had decided to place Seal in. He was glad he opted for this outfit instead of the other, where he wouldn't have such easier access to his master. The boy narrowed his eye further when he felt the gloved fingers on his skin. However, even as thumbs rubbed circles at the start of his inner thighs, he didn't verbally reject it. He watched those fingers push up his short belly, and then he felt the dancing shudder that crawled over his spine. It was strangely familiar to the first few times when Sebastian would speak to him from beyond. Sebastian's lips spread further until they pressed against the soft skin he always handed on a daily basis. His fingers carefully moved up when he knew Seal's shaft would be twitching, but never reached further than the boy's clothed thighs. His tongue slipped out as his hand stroked and rubbed, the tongue dipping against one inner thigh. "Sebastian," Seal finally hissed, his leg recoiling up in reaction. The leg was grabbed in a fine grip, and Sebastian licked the pattern of Seal's cursed eye onto the skin. He never strayed his eyes from the master's.
0-0.
The boy tensed and his fingers threaded deeper into his black hair. When Sebastian's hand finally pressed over his hardening shaft, Seal let out a cry that surprised himself. He froze and Sebastian stopped, chuckling though as if he ogled at with a new expression. "Young master," the demon purred gently, suddenly scooping the boy into his arms. It's crude for even a dog to lick his master in the office when it can be done in the comfort of a bed. In his own state of shock, Seal used one arm to grasp around Sebastian's neck as they moved. His mind cursed at his lack of initiative to order the butler to cease. The boy bit his lip at the protesting voice in his head and lowered his head. He didn't worry that they would be seen, as he was more than sure Sebastian would avoid any encounters tonight. He must have tangled himself too deeply into his own thoughts, because Seal felt his back pressed against the comfort of his bed. Sebastian's hands stayed on his sides, kneading out what butterflies that clogged there. The boy lifted his eye to watch the servant's face with a gentle smile, contrasting the demonic flicker of Sebastian's eyes. "Young master," Sebastian began speaking again, casually tugging on his master's cloth in a request. Seal forced his equally dark smile on his face. He wasn't sure if it did any good, since his face must have been as bright as a candle. And raised his chin. "Pleading like the dog you are?" Sebastian returned the smirk, but faintly, lowering his head obediently to lap at first skin of Seal's chest after popping off a button. His tongue lapped a circle around it, trailing down to the next peep of soft flesh as one hand slipped off the light coat. The tongue dipped to his navel, and Seal had to cling to the sheets beneath him. A flood of memories hit him, and his breath lost itself in a croaked gasp. Sebastian stopped, but only to nuzzle his skin with his face before he dared to lick it again. It proved enough. Seal exhaled and relaxed his body, staring up at a curtain. Without moving his master much, Sebastian skillfully tugged off the top garments from Seal's body. He smiled more at the young skin heated by his own doing, the nubs begging for attention, but he didn't dwell much on it, and instead only offered each one a soft kiss. It earned him a restrained sound from his master, fueling the wicked lust he typically kept dormant. It wouldn't suit a butler at all. He considered admiring Seal's body
emoji
with doting
face without
compliments.
mouth.
I don't know, okay? What do you expect? Erotic fanfic. I'm just wanting to get it done so I go eat pizza. Oh shit, I lost my place. Well, I lost my place. I'll just start a random place. With his attention captured, Sebastian slowly wrapped his lips around the right glove, just above the finger, and slipped it off, ends in the contract burning on the back of Sebastian's hand. That same hand reached out and cautiously undid Seal's patch to reveal the matching mark on the accursed eye. At the same time, his hand discarded the patch and removed his own jacket, while he didn't unbutton his own shirt.
Hello.
Sebastian did pop open the top. Seal snatched the tie before the demon did, however, and yanked it off. "Too slow," he retorted, but even he felt the nervous bump in his speech. He cleared his throat. Sebastian only smiled back at first.
Hi.
Then he lowered his hands to tickle along Seal's exposed thigh. "If that's the case," he purred, following the comment with a yank. Seal cried out softly and felt his body practically bounce. He glanced. Hello. Welcome to the live stream where I read fan fiction.
What?
Now where was I? Seal let the scolding go and gripped onto the strong shoulders above him, tensing again when he felt Sebastian's hips and something hard jabbing into his navel. It's normal, Sebastian reminded him with a sickly sweet chuckle against the lower lip, nibbling on it like a fine chocolate piece. Their hips nudged again, and Seal hesitantly returned the motion, rocking back in as subtle a motion as he could, anxious with he would have fucking misspelt words everywhere. He would never appear too much like a wheeling lay. Sebastian remained strangely gentle, bare fingertips starting hot jolts through Seal's nerves. He reminded Sebastian of his authority by yanking lightly on the dark strands again. Sebastian grunted softly, more for show than anything else, and chuckled. Young master is not made of glass. Everyone breaks sometime, Seal said with a scalding tongue. I've already broken. A glimmer went through Sebastian's eyes, and Seal thought he saw them soften. But before he thought more on it, Sebastian's hard grip was on his wrist, and the butler licked his palm thoroughly. His free hand lowered to Seal's shaft, and finally his fingers wrapped around the small length, tugging on it. I feel like I can get in trouble. Can I stop? I can't do anymore. I'll skip, because this is a little boy. He's underage with a fucking demon. It's like Undertale, sans the skeleton. Seal melted into his sheet. Sebastian's face grew passive, the hint of his demonic existence tucked away behind his sensual gaze. He pulled out, letting himself again a moment to enjoy the scene of his own liquid oozing out of Seal. Silent, Sebastian slipped out of bed, doing his pants back up before he doted on his master. He turned the boy comfortably onto his side and draped the lightest sheet over his naked body. When he made to pick up the discarded eye patch, a small hand snatched his wrist again.
Reader
Seal
insert.
opened his eyes.
Do that.
Dog, he whispered, exhaustion coating his words. Sebastian. The demon smiled in response. He sat down at the edge of the bed and rested a bare hand over Seal's head. When Seal shut his eyes,
If you know like it.
He took it a permission to stroke the lighter locks. Tomorrow Seal would want more, or perhaps not at all. It didn't bother Sebastian either way. He raised his head and glanced out the window, just as Seal drifted off to sleep. The rain stopped. Yes. Okay. Okay, Creepy Hearts. I did a live stream. I'm sorry it wasn't a full hour. I'm sorry I couldn't finish it, but I can't read no more. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe if you want to see some more. I'm ending the live stream now. I'm gonna go cry in a corner because Black Butler was one of my favorite animes, and I just read a fan fiction of Seal getting fucked by Sebastian.
It's okay.
Okay.